and then your knee should be slightly below your hip in that position.
And that's hip flexor.
That's hip flexor, so both iliopsoas. Yep. But then just be aware of their pelvis and back position. If you're like, oh, you have really good hip flexors, you know.
Their back could be like really arched, yeah.
For the fact they're actually really
so
tight.
then you'd say get them more into a neutral, and then watch what they do. Yeah.
But if also I noticed that my foot, I can feel it in my toes.
Ah.
Yeah. So
that's
I know that I'm not. Yeah. It's not a bad neural. I actually don't mind. It's alright.
Yeah, it's interesting as well because some people get really stirred up with neural stretches. Some people really like them.
Like a roll down is quite.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. I had a guy who's like, oh, I can do like 5, but no more than 5 neural stretches. Like 5 is really good, but 6 is really bad.
But my foot's coming out like.
The other thing you can check
is straight.
Yeah. Did your other leg come out? What's
that? Probably just means your quads are tight.
Oh, the quads. That's right.
Because that's
one was hamstring.
See, that should pull out too, isn't it?
Yeah,
because of quads.
Yeah. So what you can do, it's not very. It might not be very comfortable though. Is then just add a bit of overpressure to the quad.
Yeah.
And see if that pulls more through you or not, or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can feel it coming out, and I do feel that my toes coming up,
wanting to pull
as opposed
forwards.
to just hanging.
Yeah.
I mean, natural tendency would just simply to be a little bit on the ground if I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's quite
when is it when the hamstrings are tight? What do you do then? Because that was slightly different too, wasn't it?
Well, hamstrings wouldn't be tight in this position.
At all.
So that was the straight leg raise that you would know if hamstrings were tight.
Oh, okay.
And if the quads are tight, like as you see, it would feel very tight by pulling it down. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a good. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's called Thomas test. Very interesting.
And a lot of this is on that other sheet, isn't it? No.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I've written it down anyway. So okay.
So straight after that one, I get them just to slide backwards so their knees are still bent off the edge, like that.
Is this the glute one now?
This is the glute one.
So
yeah. Sorry.
Is that ITV as well as tensor fascia latae? So that's the muscle that would be tight.
Yeah, with your legs going out to the side.
TFL as well as ITV.
Yeah. It's hard to differentiate when you can't remember.
Okay. So glute one, sit on edge of bed.
Yep, knees are bent off the edge this time. Take one knee up and rest your heel on the bed.
Hold on, I just got it right.
Yes,
No, it's okay.
So knee bent over edge, other knee up.
Julia taught me to do this one in sitting, but I think lying puts you more in a neutral position.
Okay. No, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Knee
all.
up,
That's
then
what I
lie
do this
down.
way. Okay.
Okay.
So, I get them to do it actively first, and just get them, if you can do it either way, to turn their heel out, so rotate their leg, but keep their knee bent.
Turn out.
Yep. And then you check that, and then you do it passively for them.
But hang on, when you turn your heel out,
Yep.
what are we checking for?
Your internal rotator strength.
Okay, sorry. No, what was that?
Yeah.
So,
which one are we doing now?
Glutes.
Range.
So if you turn your heel out,
You're internally rotating your femur.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
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 So that's
another
strength.
one, is it?
Yeah.
So if they were weak, what would?
Do you have that? Actually, that one. See how it says passive active?
Yeah.
Passive is range, active is strength.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
is it on everything?
Yes.
So say that again.
I think so.
Passive is what?
Range.
Range.
Think about it like that.
Because you're right. Because you're
We're
pushing.
looking at details here. We don't talk passive or active in
No.
Pilates.
And active is
Is
strength. So, but if your internal rotators were weak, what?
Okay, so if your internal rotators were weak, say I could get to there actively,
Yeah.
but then if you were to turn my heel out and I was to be relaxed and you could get me to there,
Oh, right. So if I was to get you further,
yeah,
but you saying if doing it on your own, you can only do a little bit of movement would mean
They're weak.
they're weak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because you're not using your whole range.
Your
Your internal rotators.
And adductors?
Yeah, not so much because adductors do that.
Alright.
Okay, so
Little bit, but not
out.
heaps.
Not much.
And then the same thing with external rotators. So taking your heel in.
Right, so if you don't get much, do that again.
So if I do it myself and get to there,
Yeah.
and then you did it for me,